Good morning and welcome to the 4th season of Daybreak. I'm your host, James Hill.
And I'm Joanne Pototsky. This week on Daybreak, we have your campus, city, and national news.
As well as weather, entertainment, and sports reports.
All that and more straight ahead on Daybreak. Wednesday marked the 12th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks on the United States, and Point Park's Honors Program and Campus Life team put on a couple of events in honor of the date. The documentary 9/11 by French filmmakers Jules and Gédéon Naudet was shown in the JVH Auditorium Wednesday evening and was followed by the university's 3rd annual Candlelight Vigil in the Village Park. That documentary is now available in the campus library, and Daybreak correspondent Kelsey Metzgar was at the event and has this report.
12 years ago, a quiet morning turned tragic as nearly 3,000 people lost their lives. Tonight, Point Park students gather in Village Park to remember those lives lost on September 11th, 2001.
8:46 a.m. A plane crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:03 a.m. Another plane crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center. 9:37 a.m. A plane flew into the Pentagon, and at 10:03 a.m., a plane crashed near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. This year, Campus Life, the Honors Student Organization, and Campus Activities Board presented a documentary about 9/11. Afterwards, students were invited to participate in a candlelight vigil at Village Park to remember all the lives lost that day. Altogether, the attacks claimed 2,977 victims. 2,606 were in New York City, 246 were on the 4 planes, and 125 at the Pentagon. Students blew out their candles as they vowed, "Always remember, never forget." Reporting for Daybreak, I'm Kelsey Metzger.
Thank you for that report, Kelsey. The Center for Sports Media and Marketing is having its first event of the year on September 26th. The rise of the regional sports networks will host Root Sports Penguins and Pirates reporter Dan Potash, Senior Vice President and General Manager Sean McClintock, and play-by-play studio host Rob King at 1 p.m. in the Lawrence Hall Ballroom. And the 2013 Internship and Job Fair is scheduled for October 1st. More than 100 employers will be at the fair hiring for internship positions as well as part-time and full-time jobs. Students will be able to get their professional headshots for their LinkedIn profile taken by Shutter Booth at the event. The Internship and Job Fair will take place from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. in the Student Center. Students can register to attend by logging into their account at www.pointpark.experience.com and clicking on Internship and Job Fair 2013 under the upcoming events link. The Career Development Office advises students to dress professionally and bring plenty of resumes. Also set to take place October 1st, or maybe even sooner, is Aramark's grand reopening of the Point Cafe. According to an article first published in the Globe, the United Student Government spoke with the manager about the food service director about students' disappointment at the limited amount of options and increased prices this semester, which prompted the changes. And that's all for your campus news. Now, here's James with City News.
In city news this week, plans for new apartments are back on here in downtown Pittsburgh. Millcraft and McKnight Developments had previously axed plans for apartments in their joint redevelopment of the former Saks Fifth Avenue building on Smithfield Street. However, after discussions with Democratic mayoral nominee Bill Peduto, both developers have pledged to build apartments in a Phase 2 of construction. The current plan for Phase 1 is a 590-spot parking garage and 25,000 square feet of ground floor retail. And Mayor Luke Ravenstall's chief of staff went before a federal grand jury Wednesday afternoon. Yaron Zober, who also worked in the administration of former Mayor Bob O'Connor, was subpoenaed to testify as a fact witness in the federal investigation of Mayor Ravenstall's administration. He has been the highest official to testify thus far in the investigation, which covers a wide range of the city's activities. Zobert was questioned for about an hour by U.S. Attorneys Robert Caesar and Lee Carl, as well as other prosecutors handling the investigation. And documents obtained Wednesday morning revealed that former Pittsburgh Police Chief Nate Harper plans to plead guilty to some or all of the charges against him. A notation on the U.S. District Court showed that former Chief Harper is scheduled to plead guilty at an October 15th hearing before U.S. District Judge Kathy Bisson. Harper is charged with conspiracy and 4 counts of willful failure to file tax returns in March. Harper's attorney released a statement saying, quote, "Despite the notation, there is no official deal on the table," end quote. And lastly, a Pittsburgh police officer was charged with criminal homicide in a Bloomfield bar shooting. Kenneth Farnan was charged this week in the shooting death of Sean Evans at Cordran's Tavern on Trolley Street this past weekend. Farnan has been on workers' compensation since 2008 and was not currently active in the Pittsburgh Police Department. According to the criminal complaint, the 2 men had engaged in several fights before 5 to 7 shots were fired shortly after 2 a.m. Sunday. The complaint alleges that Farnan intentionally, recklessly, or negligently caused the death of Sean Evans. And that's all for your city news this morning. Now we're going to take it back to Joanne, who's at the couch.
Thanks, James. Coming up next on Daybreak, we'll have a national news report for you and a look at a local woman's solution to healthy eating for dogs. We'll be right back.